Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Live from John's Grill on Berry Street in Fort Worth. Welcome to the Players Club with hosts Emma Holtquist and Olivia Lee, and featuring TCU student athletes. Brought to you by John's Grill online at johnsgrill.com and by Fans Vintage, the Front Fam's #1 source for rare and vintage TCU gear. Now, here are Emma and Olivia.
Welcome back to the Players Club. My name is Abram Camara, and I'm here with
Chandler Morris.
hosted by
Emma and Olivia. Really happy to be back for another week of the Players Club live from John's Grill. And we are joined by two of TCU football's finest, as they mentioned, Abe Camara and Chandler Morris. Thank you guys for being here.
Yes,
Super excited to have two more football guests. We love talking to you guys and so much surrounding the football team here at TCU. So we're really looking forward to talking to you about all things football and more here on our show. Now, let's start with the spring game, which we had about a week ago now. Tell me what that was like. What was the spring game like for both of you individually, and just thoughts after coming off of it? Go for it, Abe.
spring game. I'd say it was pretty good up until like the second week because me personally, I got hurt, so had like a little tear in my knee. But
Ooh,
other than that, no, nothing
not bad.
But
Okay, good.
Other than that, I think the team looked good. You know, offense and defense stepped up.
Yeah,
We're looking really good this year, so I feel like it was a good spring.
good. What about you, Chandler?
I thought we had a good spring game. We had a great turnout with the fans, and then we executed well offensively, and then defense got some stops, so it was kind of pretty even. Kind of how it was all spring. Defense would have some good days, offense would have some good days, and that's kind of like what you want to see as a team.
Yeah.
You don't want it to be top heavy or one side heavy.
Yeah, for
Very,
sure.
so true.
Did you guys feel like it was the biggest turnout for the spring game that you've had so far since you've been at TCU, like fan-wise?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a great crowd. We advertised it well, and we got out pretty much everybody healthy from the game. So it was a success.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of hype around you guys, too. Everyone's looking forward to getting any football action that they can in the spring. Did you have any sort of nerves going into that game? Just coming off such a great season, it's really the first time that you're playing on a field in front of fans. Is there any sort of intimidation going into that, or not really?
I mean, like I said, I didn't play in the spring game, but obviously bringing in all the new faces, we got a couple of receivers, linemen, just all the new faces. Obviously, there's going to be a competition in playing. So, yeah, I feel like there was competition.
What about you, Chandler?
I mean, a little bit. Obviously, our expectation this year is a lot higher than last year, I feel like. And that's not just the media putting it on us. That's also us inside of our locker room. That's kind of what we're expecting. We're expecting to compete at a high level. And that's just we kind of apply pressure, but that's what you live for. I mean, you want to apply pressure to yourself. If there's no pressure, there's no privilege. So.
Wow, you're like a poet with the quotes
apply
there.
the pressure,
I
period.
love that.
Did you guys have, like, obviously we had an incredible last season. Do you guys have, like, a favorite moment from last season? This past season?
For me, I'd say definitely the Michigan game.
Yeah.
Just winning the Michigan game, seeing the confetti drop, and just really seeing everybody happy and excited. That was probably the best feeling.
Yeah.
I'd probably say like the win on the road at Texas was a big win for us. We didn't really play too well, but we got out with a win, and that was actually a big key in our season. That was a tough win on the road.
Yeah. I feel like it was so cool too last season, like just as a fan going to away games and seeing the turnout of like TCU students, fans, alumni, whatever, was such a cool experience. In the Michigan game, that was like one of my favorites for sure, just being a fan and watching you guys. Now, you're both Georgia is where you're from, and then you're from Texas. So had you guys been to like Arizona or LA before a bunch of times, or not really? And like what were those places like for you?
I'd been to both of them, and it was a fun experience. We got to go out a little bit in Arizona and kind of see the city.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun, and the weather was great. LA was more. I mean, we weren't there as long as we were for the Fiesta Bowl, so we didn't really get to go do too much. We were kind of just getting prepared for the game.
Yeah. What about you?
I'd say Arizona. Arizona was nice. That was my first time going out there.
Yeah.
It was a vibe. So I like Arizona. But
What made Arizona a vibe?
Yeah.
Like the weather?
just the weather, how people were acting. Like we'd go to the mall, it'd be a vibe over there. I don't know, just Arizona in general, which is a vibe.
Is it cool like did people come up to you guys and be like, oh my god, love the frogs, like
take a picture with me?
Yeah.
It was up until Cali, I'd say, because
Yeah.
California there was the Georgia fans and they were like heckling us, and you kind of be happy.
Yeah, do they bark
Yeah.
at you when you're like walking
Yes,
places?
everywhere.
Do they really
yes.
bark?
Even in the hotel after the game.
Georgia fans
Yes.
bark.
I don't get that. Like, what is
I mean,
that
Oh.
Well,
proving?
because they're the Bulldogs, I guess, but like what?
Like, if you were to capture someone barking on video and just like put it out in public, they would look so like lame.
it's
to
like
me.
humiliating. Georgia
Yeah.
fans, you're humiliating if you're
Yeah.
watching this.
Yeah, well, that can be our takeaway from LA. Now, kind of switching gears a little bit. Obviously, you guys have played for TCU. You've played for Oklahoma previously. And Abe, were you somewhere before, or you came here first?
I was at a junior college.
Okay, that's what I thought. So obviously, like, you guys came to TCU for a reason. Someone pushed you to play D1 college football. Is there someone that sticks out in your life where you're like, they really motivated me to make it to TCU and play college football here?
I can't really think of anybody specifically, but
Mhm.
I can say just my family. Like
Yeah.
if I'm being honest, my family motivates me. They support me. Each milestone I've been in, they've always been there to support me. That's
And
it.
how do you feel like the junior college like experience helped shape you into like where you are today? Like how did it help you?
I'd say on terms of like being more disciplined,
Mhm.
that shaped me a lot because, in junior college, you don't have, the facilities or the food courts or anything that a
Mhm.
regular D1 would have that I have here at TCU. So I'd say the transition of being disciplined, like staying down until you come up, basically,
Yeah.
that was me.
That makes sense. What about you, Chandler? Is there someone?
Definitely my family, and then kind of keeping on like previous TCU players. Trayvon Boykin was kind of while I was growing up, watching him, and kind of the pride that this city had
Mhm.
and the fan base. My dad at the time was coaching at SMU, so I got to come over to TCU when they play at TCU, and Trayvon was the quarterback, and it was just electric, and just kind of his playing style was a lot of fun to watch. So that was definitely a big. Anytime I think of TCU, I'd always think of Trayvon Boykin.
Yeah. And so I didn't know that about your dad coaching at SMU. So is that a difficult decision? Like, were you contemplating maybe SMU and How has that been with your dad? Because I'm sure he's an SMU fan a little bit. He's got ties there. So
Well, at the time coming out of high school, he was the coach at Arkansas.
okay.
And I was actually committed to Arkansas before he got fired, and then I figured out where to go after that. So I mean, it was definitely a tough decision for sure.
Yeah, I mean that I feel like any family member being tied to the sport you play can be tough because they influence a lot of the decisions you're making, right? And like even parents for non-college athletes, like they want you to go to the school that they went to and things like that. So I get that for sure. Now, talking about college football experience, what would you guys say it was the most or is the most difficult part of being a D1 college football player?
Time management. I mean, you don't have a lot of free time. I mean, there's coaches expecting things from you. The professors are expecting things from you. So it's definitely that. You've got to figure out your time management pretty quickly. And kind of also like in high school, you thought you worked hard, but you get to college and what you did in high school is not going to work in college. You have to find something to do to make yourself 1% better. I mean, that was definitely an adjustment for me as well. Just kind of thinking I worked hard in high school, but then you get to college and it was just like, no, that's it's not going to cut it here.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Abe?
I'd say mental illness. You know? Like the way I'm thinking about it, like for us college athletes, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, go to practice, train, then after that, go to class, hit your tutors, and just make sure you do everything that you're supposed to do in that day. Just over time, that could be a lot.
Yeah.
So I'd say that it can take a toll on your mind.
Is there something that keeps you going? Because I always say I commend you guys for waking up at 5 a.m., going throughout your entire day. That's no normal person can do that. You have to be a certain type of person. Is there like something that really just keeps you motivated every day? It's just the love of the sport, or what is it for you guys?
I love football. I love my family. You know, it's something I'm good at. I want to take care of the ones closest to me. So it's really simple.
Yeah, definitely a family, and then just the love for the game. And also, it's like we have God-given talent, so I mean, or ability, and so it's like you don't want to take that for granted and just not be able to use that. I mean, God gave us this gift, so let's try and take advantage of it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that outlook on it.
So inspiring, you guys.
I know, seriously, you really are. You're one with your words, both of you. Now, going back a little bit more to last football season. Obviously, it was like game after game. Everyone's just like waiting to see, are we going to win another one? Was it ever hard for you guys to kind of take a step back and like take this in and be like, wow, we're going undefeated in our regular season? Is that something that was challenging for you, or were you guys just like living in the moment and loving it?
I'd say like midway throughout the season, that's when I like first took the step back and like kind of realized what we were doing. Like, kind of like, wow, like this is a crazy moment. But like, other than halfway through, like I just try to just grind out the whole season, like because we had one end goal and that was to win it all. So
what would you say, Chandler?
I think so. I mean, there was some. I mean, you just gotta kind of like tune out the media though. You can't really look at all that stuff because it's just gonna kind of I don't know. It's not good to look at, I guess. But and it was difficult. But then again, you just got to get up for the next week But I mean, winning each game gives you confidence, and that's a big thing in this sport is confidence in any sport, really.
Yeah.
How much class did y'all miss? Like traveling this season?
Really, just like Fridays.
Really, just Fridays.
Yeah.
Would you guys leave Fridays?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we had Fridays off. So
was it really hard for you to get to class on certain days after like long practice, long weekend? Like I can't imagine how you guys feel on Mondays.
I would not.
We have Monday off.
Okay,
yeah,
but
so
like you don't have Monday off of school.
Yeah, I know.
So you're still having to get up
you
for
could
class.
make it a day off, but
yeah. But were you guys consistently like making it to class? Seriously, I don't think I
Wait,
could do
what
it.
are y'all's majors and why did you choose it?
Youth advocacy. I like working with children.
Your youth advocacy too? Okay, work.
Cool, love
Communication.
that.
Communications? Okay.
Abe, why'd you choose youth advocacy?
He loves kids.
Yeah,
loves
I like working with children.
Love that.
Bud said the same thing. Do you like to like go out and help in the community and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like
if I
have time to go to a classroom, read a book.
Go to a classroom, read a book. Classic.
Yeah.
Chandler, going to any classrooms, reading any books?
I'll do that. Not as good as you.
Hey, man, you got it.
Oh, my God. Now, we talked about numbers before. This was a conversation we were having because I was curious, you know, like, do you work your way up through the rankings and, like, finally you get to choose your number because you're 1 now and you're 4, right? So why do you guys pick 1 and 4? Is there, like, a backstory to those numbers or not really?
Kind of like my dad coached all my life, and really like a quarterback that when I was old enough to really realize what was going on, he wore number 4 as Jevin Sneed. He played at Ole Miss. He was a really successful quarterback. So that was like a big reason why I wore number 4, because he'd always babysit my sister and I when he was in high school, and my parents weren't home. So he had a big impact on my life and was really the reason why I wear number 4.
Love that.
Cool.
What about you, Abe?
Initially, number 3 is really my number.
Okay.
I wore number 3 because of my brother in high school, so I like kind of big bro role model type of stuff. But
Love that.
kind of in college, I wanted to like get my own number. So obviously, when you first come in, they give you your number. So I started off with 14s, and after these next 2 years, I told myself I wanted number 1. So why not go for it?
We love
Yeah.
number 1. That's a good number.
That
Wait,
is a
so
good
you
one.
have an older brother that plays football or played football?
Used to play football, yeah.
Okay. Did he play college football or
South Carolina.
where did he play?
South Carolina.
Okay,
South
cool.
Carolina. Okay.
What was that like dynamic? Like, were you guys ever playing at the same time, or is he a lot older?
Nah, yeah, he's a lot older than me.
Okay.
But it was cool to watch him do what he, do what he does, because like he basically like set the foundation for me. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
For sure. Did he play the same position as you?
He played linebacker.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So you could like get lots of tips of him just in terms of being a college athlete and like how that experience is going to be, right?
That's
Yep.
fun to have someone to look up to. Too.
Yeah,
That'll
it's
show
good to
you
have
the
a
way.
family member. Well, we're going to head to a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear more from Abe and Chandler live here at the Players Club. Stay tuned, everyone.
Pursue the happiness, and I know everything is shining like it's gonna be.
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Dixon, the proud owner and founder of Fans Vintage. We sell rare and vintage gear for all things TCU. I graduated from TCU with an MBA in 2020 and actually started Fans Vintage as part of a class project during COVID. And now, 2 years later, we've grown from selling random vintage gear on Instagram into a full-time retail business with rare and custom gear you can't find anywhere else. This business has always been about creating a community of passionate fans and bringing people together where nostalgia and school pride collide.
We couldn't have gotten here without your tremendous enthusiasm and support. So thank you, and we can't wait to share what's next.
Stay tuned, and as always, go Frogs.
Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
This is Cowtown Headache Center, a neurology clinic that specializes in headache medicine. We offer standard oral medications, we offer trigger point injections, we offer multiple nerve blocks, we offer infusions both for prevention medication and for acute relief. My name is Andrew Levere. I'm a physician assistant that has a special certification from the National Headache Foundation in headache medicine. Patients are pretty shocked when I tell them we have tons of options for them and that we can do better than what they're doing. I don't just tell you, here's one medicine we're gonna try. I'll give them options, and then ultimately we choose together as the provider and patient. It's very satisfying to know that we're changing people's lives.
Texas-based Happy Water offers the best-tasting, sugar-free kids drink ever made. Happy Water comes in 4 delicious flavors that you can find at local retailers and on Amazon. Each pouch contains 0 grams of sugar, 0 calories, and 0% juice. Head to happydrinks.com for more information and to purchase Happy Water. That's HAPI drinks.com. Live happy, be happy, drink happy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the Players Club, live from John's Grill. I'm Olivia Lee alongside Emma Hillquist, as well as Chandler Morris and Abe Camara from TCU Football. Really happy to have y'all here, and just want to give a quick shout out to our official sponsors, Fans Vintage, your #1 spot for rare and vintage TCU gear. Make sure you give them a follow at Fans Vintage Gear on Twitter and Instagram, as well as check them out online at fansvintage.com. They stop by here sometimes, have a little pop-up shop. So make sure you check them out. Now, guys, something that we like to talk about a lot on our show is just recruiting stories, how you ended up at TCU. Obviously, you guys had different paths of getting here. can both of you kind of walk us through what it was like getting recruited out of high school and then how you ended up at TCU? Go for it, Chandler.
Getting recruited out of high school, I mean, it was a lot. I mean, it was awesome to be in that situation. But I mean, there was like a lot of coaches kind of like blowing up your phone too much.
Yeah.
And they'd try and text you like every day or something, and that was a lot. But at the end of the day, you just want to be somewhere you're wanted. So they understand that. I went to Oklahoma out of high school. I went to OU with Lincoln Riley, and I was there for a year, and then decided to transfer. And TCU was my number 2 coming out of high school. So I reached out to them, and they wanted me. So it was that's kind of how it worked out, me coming back to Texas.
Yeah, and you had another Riley here for a little bit too. So that was like you got experience from both of them. Is it hard to kind of sort through like who's genuinely really wanting you to come to their school and who's kind of just doing it for the process of like maybe getting you there?
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at kind of the depth, especially at the quarterback position. You got to really look at the room and see what they look like and what they've done with the quarterbacks before you and stuff like that. So that's definitely something you got to spend a lot of time on. And is it going to be – also you got to kind of break down, is it going to be somewhere that I'm going to be happy at? Like, am I going to enjoy my days here? I mean, you only get 6 game days a year at home. So everywhere in the country on game day is exciting and stuff like that. So if you're just going on a visit on game day, I mean, that's not really what it's truly like. Exactly. So you got to kind of break that down and see if you're going to be happy there on just a regular day.
Yeah, making that decision when you're so young is tough too, for sure.
What do you think is the biggest difference between like the SEC and the Big 12?
The SEC?
Yeah, isn't OU? Well, no, it's not.
Not yet.
Spoke too soon.
Spoke
too soon there. Well, what is though the biggest difference you'd say between Oklahoma and here? Whoops.
Like school-wise
yeah,
or
both.
like town-wise?
I've never been.
aspect.
So.
I mean, there's Fort Worth and then there's Norman.
Yeah.
So
Did you love Norman?
That's
or
a
no?
big difference.
Paint a picture for us.
Is
I've
Nor-
never
is
been
it
to Norman.
tropical?
You can either
like-
go to John Street here, or you can go to Chili's in Norman. I mean, that's your only
Chili's
options.
is lit.
Okay.
So
That's a good side-by-side picture.
There's that, and then I mean, there's a great tradition at OU. They've won a lot of championships, and at the time when I went there, they had won 6 in a row, Big 12 championships. So that's definitely a big it was a big attraction to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, definitely the culture at the time at OU, and then coming here right after that was a big difference. But now with our new staff and stuff, Cause coming in, that's definitely changed it, and it's given off a lot of kind of the old OU vibes when I was there, and we're having success. So that was definitely a big change.
Yeah, so more going there was strictly for the football program, less for the Norman and everything that it entails. Now, Abe, tell us about your story of how you kind of ended up at TCU.
So in high school, my recruitment's kind of shaky. I had offers, but I didn't have like the Power 5 offers that I really wanted.
Yep.
So I decided to go the junior college route. So spent like a year and a half in junior college because of, COVID year and all that. And really just handled business in junior college. And then I'm the type to like, I wanted to look at every school, but at the same time, it was just, I needed one school that really like took a chance on me.
Yeah.
And that was TCU. So
Love it.
I didn't look back after that. Just signed, committed.
And where did you play in junior college? What school?
Coffeyville Community College,
Okay, and where is that?
Kansas.
Okay, and did you like Kansas? What was your experience? No?
No.
No.
You don't like Kansas?
No.
Kansas and
Where in
OU,
Kansas?
Coffeyville, Kansas.
Coffeyville?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm acting like I know places in
I
Kansas.
don't know. I don't. Where
really.
in Kansas is that? Like north?
Yeah.
You don't even know?
Is it like in the
That's
middle
okay.
of nowhere? Or are you in like an urban type of environment?
It was like basically the college was, Coffeyville here. The closest thing we had was a Walmart. That was like 2 miles.
For fun, would y'all go to Walmart?
For fun, honestly, for fun. So you got Coffeyville, and you got Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is like an hour and 19 minutes away. For
so
fun,
you were going to Oklahoma for
fun. We would go to Oklahoma. Like
you
me and
guys
a group
may
of
have ran
friends.
into each other
Yeah.
then at one
Oklahoma.
point.
You guys
We'd go to Target for fun.
Target?
Yeah,
And
that's
at
what
OU,
we do.
you go to
Talking about,
Target?
Norman?
Yeah, Norman. We go to Target and go to Academy.
Academy?
Yeah, get shots
The
up at
sports?
Academy. Yeah.
Okay, period.
Yeah.
I did not-
Honestly, I would go to Target for
I feel
fun.
like
to
so
this
many
day.
people from Dallas go to OU, and I never hear anything like that it's boring, but I guess. What's in Norman, really? No offense.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Not much.
I feel like, and a question that I have for you guys is, well, obviously we're in the DFW area, and there's just so much more to do here, right? Like there's Dallas, 30 minutes away. Fort Worth has become really popular. So, what was your guys' like first impression coming from junior college, coming from Oklahoma, coming to TCU? Were you like, what was your first impression of the campus and like the football program, all the facilities and stuff?
Well, campus was nice. I liked it when I first came. You know, everything's a good vibe around here. But I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of biased. You talking about that I love it here. I love Georgia.
Okay.
I love back home. So
Tell us
that's
about
just
Georgia then. Where are you from in Georgia?
Alpharetta.
What is it called?
Alpharetta.
Okay. What is that like close to? Anything that people would
Like
know? Or
30 minutes away from Atlanta.
Okay.
So
Did you ever want University of Georgia maybe? Was that somewhere you wanted to be?
No, it wasn't, bro.
What, is that a sore subject? Tell me.
Well, I
You
mean,
don't wanna
it
be
is kind of
close
sore
enough.
because of the
It was.
national
Okay.
championship. But I
It's
mean,
okay.
if you're a little kid growing up, you know that's the
Yes,
hometown
yeah.
school. So yeah, it was.
You can
but-
admit
What
it.
was
It's
it, Georgia
okay.
Tech?
No, it was definitely Georgia. It was Georgia, Georgia
Exactly.
Tech.
Has Georgia Tech ever been good at football?
No,
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a bit. Yeah, it's been.
Yeah,
a
I
minute.
feel like University of Georgia really takes the cake in that area.
Yeah, they're
So-
like fine.
Yeah. So
I
then
don't
was
know.
that, how was the national championship for you going into that? Did you know like a lot of people that go to University of Georgia maybe play there or family or anything like that?
It's funny because like basically my whole high school
Yeah.
went
Oh,
to UGA.
wow.
Really?
So the whole week up until that national championship game, I was hearing texts, calls, everybody just
Oh,
talking
no.
to me. And like on that
Really?
UGA team, I have 4 people from my former high school. So like there's some connection there. So it was
Wow.
a little rough.
Yeah.
Especially after the game. So
You know, though, sometimes I feel like when you actually know people on the other team, like it can make you more competitive just because you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
motivated
For sure,
to
for
play
sure.
against them. So it's like a pro and a con. Obviously, if you lose, it's not the best, but whatever, we move past it, right? Well, that's cool. That I didn't know that about you. That like you wanted, or I knew you were from Georgia, but I didn't know that you like maybe wanted to play there, or whatever.
I
And
wouldn't
then the
say that.
dynamic. Yeah, I know. You're like, I don't want to admit that on air, but
And Chandler,
when
you're
I was a little kid, I'll say that.
yeah. There you
And Chandler,
go.
you're from Dallas. Did you ever like come over to Fort Worth like when you were growing up? Because I grew up outside of Dallas a little bit, and I never went in Fort Worth. Like, was it new to you? Was it like, oh, I've been here a million times?
I mean, I'd come over to Fort Worth every now and then.
Okay.
Not very often, but kind
It's
of like
kind of like a surprise. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. You wouldn't think it's as fun as it is.
yeah. I feel like Yellowstone helped out Fort Worth a lot too, though. Like stockyards
True.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
They actually asked TCU students to like help out when they were filming Yellowstone. True
Really?
story. It's just like doing like little jobs for them. But
yeah,
I mean, they like were totally acknowledging that TCU is here, which is kind of cool
yeah.
to
that's
have
pretty sweet.
Yellowstone and it's popular. Now both of you are like, would you define yourself as Southern boys? I'm sure you would. Just Texas. Would you, Abe?
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
No.
Yeah?
Why not?
Kinda. Do you ever
Oh.
dress like Southern, like cowboy hat, boots, belt, all the things? Who was it that we talked to? I don't think it was Bud, but maybe Namdi or someone said that they like their country like style, wearing
Bud.
boots and stuff.
It was
It's
probably
Bud.
Bud, but me,
Okay, it was Bud.
oh
was
yeah,
Bud.
I'll never dress country. Nothing against it, but that's just not me.
Not you. Not even when you're home in Georgia.
We'll get you right.
Nah.
I feel like cowboy boots are Texas.
Yeah. What about you, Chandler? You're all about that though.
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
as of recently, I guess, as I've gotten older, but I got my first like pair of cowboy boots last year. So
Wow.
Really?
yeah,
Congrats.
that was thank you. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome. That's surprising. If you
Yeah, that was
live,
a big jump.
yeah, if you live in
I-
Texas, so you were like anti when you were younger of like the boots, hat, the whole
getup.
ordeal?
Yeah, I would. So like on game day at my high school, everybody'd wear like jeans and boots.
Yeah.
And I was the only kid wearing Jordans. Like I'd wear jeans with Jordans.
Jorts.
Yeah.
Jorts.
Really?
Jordans.
That's my
Jean
flag.
shorts.
Jordans.
Jorts short for jean shorts.
Jordans.
Jordan's
Oh,
the shoe.
No, J's.
no. Jordans.
She's
She's like,
freak
what?
out. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I didn't have a pair of boots. I just wear Jordans.
Oh,
Do you think
okay.
that's just because you
So
were an
you're-
athlete, so you just felt like you wanted to be
I think so. Plus, like boots aren't very comfortable to me.
true? But people,
I-
I mean, people wear them here like they're the most comfortable
I
shoe
think
in the
they
world.
are. I think
Like
a
they're
boot
like
is comfy.
slippers. I don't know. I
Sue
don't
me.
think they're that comfortable. You have to
Wait.
like
Boots or
really break them
Jordans?
in.
I have a
What Jordans? You know that.
question.
To this day.
What sports did you guys play growing up? Football only, or
I played football, basketball, track. Those are the only 3 sports I
Okay.
played.
Track.
When I was younger, I'd play like pretty much every sport, but High school, I played football and basketball.
You played every sport?
When I was younger,
Okay.
like super young.
Did you
And then
swim?
football, basketball.
No, I can't really.
There you go.
Did you swim, Abe?
No.
No. Have you guys ever tried? It's a good workout.
No.
I'm not a very good swimmer.
Can't keep your head above water, maybe.
Yeah, I can't really swim well.
That's awesome.
That's okay.
Okay, speaking of the Jordans, how many pairs of Jordans do you guys have? And do you have like a favorite color, style, whatever?
Great
of the
question.
Jordans?
That's a good question.
I'm curious. I only have one pair and I love them, but
I
they're
have 0.
purple.
I got about 4 pairs right now. I'd say
Nice.
my favorite pair right now is the ones. Air Jordan ones.
Okay.
I've probably got 4 or 5. I like the 11s the best.
Okay, cool. Do you guys ever like compare them with teammates? Like, is everyone really into that? The shoe game?
Abe does all the time.
Really?
Yeah, he'll
Do
bring
you?
his to the locker room all the time and like kind of hold them and show them back in the back of the locker room.
They're like
with-
your babies.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's a bunch of people on the team. Like everybody wears different types of shoes and stuff. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, there's a little competition on the team.
Okay, I
Oh,
love
okay.
that.
Weird.
What about, okay, that leads me then into style. Who would you guys say on the team that like comes to mind where they have like great style? I've heard Marcel maybe a little bit. Is that someone, or you guys have a different opinion? That's just been said on a past show, so.
I'd say Marcel. Dude, we're missing one. There's one that's like
To be honest with you, I don't know.
You don't know? You can't put your finger on it?
who is it? It used to be Q probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I've seen some pics of him with good drip.
I'd say Yeah, probably right now Marcel. Marcel will pull some like crazy stuff though. Like some days he'll hit, some days he'll miss. So they'll-
Can you talk about a time that he missed? Like, give an example.
Yeah, some of the
Something's
head. He does a
definitely
lot
coming
of
to
like
mind.
head garments and like different
Yeah.
things that he like masks and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. he likes to mask. He wore like pink shorts a couple times. He always wears the pink shorts, and
That
I don't
could be
know.
fun.
That's not really
It's
my
just not you.
Yeah, it's
Not
not
your
me,
style?
but I mean,
I've even seen him on this. So when he was, is he still injured or is
Yeah.
he playing now? Okay,
Yes.
he'll be
yeah,
back
like
soon.
right around when he got his injury, I remember seeing him on the sideline and he had like a full mask on. It was almost like he was trying to be incognito. I'm like, I think everyone knows you're here, but maybe not. He's trying to hide from all the fans. That's awesome. Well, do you guys have like a personal? You obviously said you're getting more into the cowboy boots, but you guys are just like strictly Jordans, joggers, sweatshirts. That's like your vibe, or what? Do you guys ever dress up or anything? Not
I, mean,
really.
I like to shop. It just
You like
depends
to
on
shop?
what
what do you
it's
like
just
to shop for?
Yeah.
I go to.
Chandler, I love how you're asking
I
the
like
questions.
I like
know.
Jordans,
Like-
Yeezys. Shit.
Yeezys.
Got Blensies.
Yeezys.
You like dunks?
I ain't even trying to boost, huh?
You like dunks?
I got 2 pairs of dunks, yeah.
Okay.
Got 2 pairs.
So you have it seems like you have a high-end fashion taste. And a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
What about like bags or hats?
Oh, he's
or-
I always see him. You have a Clear Fork at Louis Vuitton, Neiman Marcus.
Really? There you
Yeah.
go.
Really?
He's
The
there
luxury.
pretty often.
Hey, he's QB
I
one.
can't tell if
Nah,
he's joking
he's-
or if he's serious.
He's always out there. I saw him in Burberry a couple times. So-
You know all the names of the stores. Maybe Chandler's
Maybe
there.
you're in them. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just compensating, covering himself up.
I kind of want to shift gears and talk about injury because I know you guys have both gone through some injuries. Like, could you talk about the process, like how you handle it, how the team kind of handles it, just anything?
I mean, getting injured is no fun. We
Yeah.
all know that, but I'd say like during the season when you get hurt, obviously you want to do what's best as you can to get back and play for that next game because you know even though you're hurt doesn't mean you can't play.
Is it hard not to like rush rehab and rush getting back into it and kind of do what's best for like the long term versus like, damn, I want to go back into the game?
Yeah, if you look at both sides, yeah, but like me personally, like I said, I've had a finger surgery, knee hurt. I'm gonna do what's best for the team. I'm gonna play every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Just because that's just how I am, who I want to be.
What's your mentality on injury, Chandler?
Definitely like during season, it's definitely a difficult thing because there's a lot of things like you can't control in that, and it's the recovery time. Like, I mean, you'll get injured, and I was told with my knee 4 to 6 weeks, and it was like week 2, and I'm over there, and I'm just kind of getting frustrated with the process because you kind of hit a point where it's like you're not getting any better. It almost seems like.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely difficult because I mean we're competitors. We want to be on the field. If you're not a competitor, you're not going to be here. So it's definitely a hard thing for I guess athletes to go through, especially mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys work with Bobby at all? The athletic trainer?
I haven't.
No, you haven't? Okay.
Is that who you guys work with for swim?
Yeah, she works in the football athletic.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. No, Chandler, I have a question for you. Obviously, you were starting, you got injured, and then Max kind of took over, and obviously his senior season. And now you're going to step into that role, really. Is there, like, how are you feeling just about stepping in, kind of taking over the legacy he ended up leaving his senior season that no one really expected? And obviously you were injured, so you kind of had a different what do I want to say, like outlook, like you're kind of watching injured on the sideline, maybe wanting to play, but also seeing it all unfold. And then now this season, you're going to step in and kind of take that over. What are your thoughts going into this?
I think last year is definitely very difficult for me. It was awesome to see everyone succeed. I mean, we were hungry to succeed. Like it was great to see the success Max had, but it was very difficult. And through those times, I mean, I learned a lot. And really going into this year, I just feel more mature. I feel like I just understand the game a lot better. I understand how to attack each day better, and just kind of not taking a day for granted, which, I mean, it's cliche, but it truly is a real thing. I mean, you can show up to practice and be like, oh, this is practice 37, or it could be like, well, whenever I was injured, I mean, I would kill to be at practice 37 right now, and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's definitely, I think I'm just more mature going into this year, just kind of all around.
Yeah, which I feel like coming out of an injury, that's all anyone ever wants. And you learn so much patience, too, having to sit on the sideline game after game, practice after practice, and just learning that now you're like, whenever I want to complain about a 5 a.m. wake-up call, I don't, because, now you're getting to play, you're healthy, and you're recovering. So that's great to hear. Best outlook you can have, for sure. Love that.
Motivating.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear more from Abe and Chandler live here at the Players Club. Stay tuned, everyone.
T-Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student-athletes. Flying T-Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T-Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student-athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student-athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T-Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Texas-based Happy Water offers the best-tasting, sugar-free kids drink ever made. Happy Water comes in 4 delicious flavors that you can find at local retailers and on Amazon. Each pouch contains 0 grams of sugar, 0 calories, and 0% juice. Head to happydrinks.com for more information and to purchase Happy Water. That's HAPIdrinks.com. Live happy, be happy, drink happy.
On the pursuit of happiness, and I know everything is shining on its
Hi everyone, I'm Lindsay Dixon, the proud owner and founder of Fans Vintage. We sell rare and vintage gear for all things TCU. I graduated from TCU with an MBA in 2020 and actually started Fans Vintage as part of a class project during COVID. And now, 2 years later, we've grown from selling random vintage gear on Instagram into a full-time retail business with rare and custom gear you can't find anywhere else. This business has always been about creating a community of passionate fans and bringing people together where nostalgia and school pride collide.
We couldn't have gotten here without your tremendous enthusiasm and support. So thank you, and we can't wait to share what's next.
Stay tuned, and as always, go Frogs.
This is Cowtown Headache Center, a neurology clinic that specializes in headache medicine. We offer standard oral medications, we offer trigger point injections, we offer multiple nerve blocks, we offer infusions both for prevention medication and for acute relief. My name is Andrew Levere. I'm a physician assistant that has a special certification from the National Headache Foundation in headache medicine. Patients are pretty shocked when I tell them we have tons of options for them and that we can do better than what they're doing. I don't just tell you, here's one medicine we're going to try. I'll give them options, and then ultimately we choose together as a provider and patient. It's very satisfying to know that we're changing people's lives.
John's Grille is the newest venture from John Bennell and the Bennell's Restaurant Group. A ranch-to-table concept featuring food, beer, and spirits from around the great state of Texas. Our menu is designed by Chef Sean Alvarez and features 2 chef-inspired burgers, the Fatty and the Flatty, plus a brisket menu perfect for your casual night out. Fast casual service in a fun, relaxed, family-friendly environment. Featuring 11 big screen TVs for you to catch the big game on. Our mixology team has created a craft cocktail and beer menu featuring local spirits and brews from across Texas. John's Grill, home of the Players Club show each week. 2905 West Berry Street in Fort Worth. Or online at johnsgrill.com.
Welcome back to the Players Club, live here at John's Grill. We're alongside Chandler Morris and Abe Camara from TCU Football. Happy to have y'all here, and just want to give a quick shout out to John's Grill, our sponsors, a fast casual service in a fun, relaxed, family-friendly environment featuring 11 big screen TVs for you to catch the big game on. The mixology team has also created a craft cocktail and beer menu featuring local spirits and brews from across Texas. You can check them out online at johnsgrill.com, as well as on Instagram at johnsgrill, or just come here and try all the food yourself. It's great. We've taste tested the French fries about every week, and we love them.
Every week it's
yeah,
so good.
so take note of that. Now, you guys, something that I like to kind of talk to the players about, I feel like obviously we know you guys as athletes. We see you on the field. That's kind of how we view you, but you have lives outside of that, right? So tell me a little bit about your families, and are they able to come to games, come watch you play? Is that like a big part of your college football experience, or not really?
I got a big family, so I got mom and dad, 3 sisters, and 1 brother. And most of the time, yes, they're able to make it to the games. And obviously, we love the support. I love seeing them after a win, after the game. I think it was after the OU game, I went out. I forget where we went out, but downtown somewhere to eat. And it was just a core memory I'll never forget. Just eating out with my family. We won. Just a great time. Good
3
vibes.
sisters, too.
Yeah, 3 sisters.
Yeah,
3 sisters. Wow, that'll teach you a lot, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, you know how to handle the girls.
And I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest?
Yeah.
So you have 3 sisters and 1 brother?
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the age gaps between you guys?
Oldest is she's like 30 something.
Okay, so older.
She's gonna kill me for not knowing the ages, but
Okay.
I don't even know.
So you're like the baby. You're further than
I
everyone.
probably like the biggest age gap is probably like a 12-year difference. But
Dang. Okay, so I have a follow-up question to that then. Did you ever feel a little bit of like you were maybe only child vibes, or not really?
Nah, because growing up, my parents worked a lot, so my sisters and brother would have to take care of me. So
Okay.
it'd always just be us together. So
Yeah, you had them
never
around
alone.
a little bit. What about you, Chandler, and family with football?
Yeah, I grew up in Dallas, so I mean, my family gets to come to the games all the time, and they'll go to the away games. So that's definitely been a big part of my college career.
Yeah, I feel like being able to have your family at games, it just like changes the level of like intensity too, right? You want to impress your family members. You love that everyone's there supporting you, and it's a different dynamic than just the average fan because it's family. So love
Chandler, is your dad still? Where is he coaching now?
He's not coaching this year.
Oh, he's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he was he always college football, or did you ever do high school, or?
He coached high school football for 16 years.
Wow.
And then went to college. I think he might have been in college for 10 or 12.
Okay. And was he ever your coach when you were like younger and like whatever peewee,
Flag
whatever you
football,
play?
yeah.
Yeah, all the football
Yeah, he'd
stuff.
do I think he coached me in flag football when I was younger. And then he'd help out sometimes in high school, on 7-on-7.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a coach for 7-on-7, but anytime I'd be calling plays and stuff and I needed some help, I'd just look over to him on the side and just be like, hey, what do I do?
Is he ever giving you a little bit of a talking to after games
That's
of
my
oh,
question.
you could do this better, you could do that better?
Yeah, he does a good job of balancing dad and coach.
Yeah.
So that's good, but there's sometimes I gotta kind of got to correct him on it and just be like, hey, I don't want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
No, it's so tough. My little brother, he played high school baseball, and my dad played baseball in college. So he kind of took to the next level, and just every game is telling him something different. And there's a point where you're okay, love you, just be my dad for today. So I totally get that dynamic. Now, can you guys give us a rundown? I always ask this, and I love hearing the football players in particular because you guys are literally so busy. Can you give us a day in the life of a spring football practice day where you're waking up early, training,
Right.
lifting, whatever the case is?
Do you guys lift and practice together because you're different positions?
Yeah.
Is it all together still?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So give us a rundown of your day in the life.
Spring. So we
Yeah.
do
Wake up at 5.
Yeah, I got to wake up at 5, be up there for
Breakfast,
breakfast
chicken.
at 6.
6:15.
Yeah,
the latest.
6:15, and then finish up breakfast, have a team meeting, and then we'll go straight to position meetings. After position meetings, kind of like go downstairs, get ready for practice, really, and be on the practice field, stretch, and then we're hitting it from there. And once we finish practice, I mean, we go to lunch, and then we'll have to sprint over to class. Usually, and depends
On the scooters and
Yeah.
such.
Always the scooters.
Yeah,
Do y'all-
depends how long you have class for. So
Yeah.
Do y'all drink coffee or anything? Like, how do you guys stay awake throughout the nothing?
Red Bull,
Red Bull,
nothing,
energy
Celsius.
drinks,
Just
nothing.
get through it.
I just get through
Should
it.
I feel like having a meeting. You guys talk about position meetings. Like, do you stay awake? Like, is it like you sit down and are talking?
It's an adjustment for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say like it might be different for Chandler, but in our position meetings, the safeties, we're funny. Like we're funny.
fun- it's like
early in the
comedy
morning.
show.
It's funny. So
Okay.
like, people
Yeah.
are up, active, just getting the flow.
You have to be a little more laser
Yeah,
focused.
ours is a little more serious. I mean, yeah, no, if you fall asleep in a meeting, that's a big no-no.
Okay,
so.
I would. Yeah. I would.
I was
Abe
like, you
might.
be
I'm
catching
not
me.
saying fall asleep in a meeting. I'm just saying it's kind of hard to be like up. Like, that's like having a class at 6:15. I'd be like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Also, something I have a question about. So, like, I watched a little bit of the Carter Boys episodes that they would do with like ESPN and stuff, and they did one episode about all of the different food and like how big of a deal nutrition is in the football program, especially with the new coaching staff and stuff. Is there like a food that they're having you eat all the time that you guys are like, I will never eat it again once I don't have to, like salmon or like salads all the time? Or is there like something specific that you're having to eat? You're just like, I can't do it anymore.
Before I answer that question, just know I'm thankful for the food they give
Yeah,
us.
of course
But
you are.
Yes, no, of course.
Of course you are.
I'd say breakfast, just because it's the same thing every day. Like
Okay.
Eggs.
I
Is
can't
it like the
stand it.
brunches on Fridays? But
Yeah,
just every-
brunch is on Friday.
brunch is on Friday.
I know what. Like, is that what your breakfast is every morning?
No, we'll have breakfast for that.
What?
She's saying like, is the
With the brunch that
brunch
we have
food
on
that you're
Friday, is
eating,
that like
is that-
the typical breakfast?
Oh,
Layout?
no, not really.
No.
They'll
What
have
are
like
you guys
different
having?
stuff. Like omelets,
Oh,
and then like pancakes and all that stuff.
Potatoes, yeah.
Yeah.
pancakes. That's lit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you don't
so-
like the breakfast?
The breakfast is good, but
The
when you eat
breakfast
it
is
every,
every
part,
day.
You get sick.
That's the best part.
you eat it every day.
Omelet? You can't get tired with
Well,
an
are
omelet.
you a breakfast guy? Like, are
Yeah.
you, okay.
Big
I
So
love
breakfast guy.
I guess I'm just a picky eater. That's all it is. I'm
Yeah.
just picky.
also
You can
it's
hit the waffle maker, or you can go get a pancake.
Bro, I done did it too
or
many times, 1,000 times, bro. I can't do
I
that.
agree with
yogurt,
you.
cereal.
You guys get cereal?
if I have eggs like too many days in a row consistently, I'm like
No,
I have
eggs
to have
always
a
are
break.
good.
Feel me?
I get what you're saying. You're very grateful for the food, but there's a point where you can't have another omelet. You won't survive.
Exactly.
Okay, now I have another question. I think we asked them previously, some of the football guys, about this. What is obviously Coach Cause, everyone loves him, talks so highly of him. He's brought a total new energy to TCU football. What is the dynamic like in the weight room on days where you're doing like a big lift day? Is it like music blaring, or are you guys kind of all just yelling? Like, what's the dynamic like in the weight room?
One word I'd say is intense. You
Okay.
know, music is on. Coach, we have like 8, 9 coaches in there, all coaching us up. You know, got to hit all your reps. So yeah, it's an intense little area.
Do you guys enjoy the weight room? Is that something you like doing, or you prefer like field practice?
I mean, I don't know about him, but I enjoy the weight room. You know,
Yeah.
Kaz always brings the energy. He always gets me going. So
Yeah. What about you, Chandler?
I enjoy the weight room. We definitely bring a lot of energy in there. We don't really get to pick our music. Cause kind of picks our music for us.
Okay.
So we'll disagree with Cause sometimes on it, but
You don't always
What
love
does
his
he?
music.
Yeah. What does
choices.
he usually play?
a lot of Jay-Z, a lot of like New York stuff, and
he'll play some rock and roll one day.
The Butcher, like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
What would you guys want to be playing?
Yeah.
The good stuff.
The
I
good
mean,
stuff. Very
Just good
generic
music.
there.
There you go.
I'm cool with whatever.
Does he take suggestions from you guys? No.
I can't imagine he would be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
anyone got a song request?"
I don't think so either. How did you guys like? What was your first impression of Coach Cause? I remember at the time when he came to TCU, I was working as like a Carter host and doing stuff with recruits, and they took them in front of Coach Cause, and he had them all line up and was yelling, getting in their face, whatever. And I remember being intimidated, and I was just watching from afar. So, what was your first experience like with him, if you can remember?
Nah, I definitely remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I remember.
He's like, I'm scarred, actually.
I say like first experience in my mind, like when him walking into the team room and like having us do what he did, it was like a here we go
Yeah.
type of vibe. Like not bad, but like, oh yeah,
This
I
is
know how
legit.
he's coming. This is what he's about. This is straight business. Like here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is probably very motivating, right? Yeah. What about you, Chandler? What was your first impression?
I mean, just kind of like, which is a good thing. Like, this isn't last year anymore. Like, this is not like this. Our standards is about to be raised, which I think everybody was hungry for that and was just ready for that and just to start succeeding and we kind of our first interaction with him was just it was like, all right, this is it. Like we're raising the standard.
I see the videos of him like lecturing football players like after practice.
Yeah, they always put him on like TikTok
Yeah.
and Instagram and stuff, and he seems like he's very powerful in the
Yeah,
way he
very
speaks to you guys.
motivating.
Now, I have a question about NIL. How do you guys feel like NIL and just how much it's had an influence in college football now? Has that something you guys really have like enjoyed getting to do different things related to name, image, and likeness, and kind of like bringing your brand up for yourself? Is that something you guys enjoy now about college football?
For sure. I mean, we're college athletes, so I mean it's like a full-time job. Like it's every day. You have to be ready for a text at all times. I mean, to be up at the facility. So it's definitely good for college athletes. I think there's a lot of stuff like going on around the country that the NCAA didn't kind of realize that was going to be an issue with NIL. They didn't really think too much. They didn't really think it through a lot. So I think there will be a lot of changes to come in the near future with NIL maybe, but kind of some restrictions and stuff like that. But I think it's great for college athletes. I mean, it's like I said, it's a full-time job. So I feel like we should be benefiting off of our name, image, and likeness like the universities do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And preparing you for the next step in your careers, which I'm assuming for both of you, NFL is obviously something that you aspire to make it to. If you were to take it to that next step in your career, be on whatever team you're on, playing in the NFL, is there like a dream partnership that you would love to have? Like a brand, a clothing line, anything like that where you could like partner with? Have like the Chandler Abe shoe or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know if there's a brand, but something I've always thought about, like when I go to the league, like I really want to help people. So like especially in my community.
Yep.
So like going back, if I can find like a foundation in Atlanta like to help homeless people, do something good with my money. So certain stuff like that. I haven't really thought about a brand though. Anything like that.
I love
so
that.
cool, yeah.
What about you, Chandler? Anything?
I mean, I definitely want to do like a kids camp back in my hometown. I've had thoughts about doing that kind of whenever we get some free time.
Yeah.
Definitely do that. And I mean, a brand that I'd want to be like kind of interacting with would definitely be Nike. I mean, everybody wants to be with Nike.
For sure.
That's the check speaks a lot of words.
Yeah, for sure. And they've got a great name, image, and likeness surrounding Nike, so that'll take you a long way. Now, should we switch over a little bit to our locker room pregame ritual questions that we have for them?
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing before a game?
Yeah.
What's
Are you
the
guys
vibes?
superstitious at all? Yeah?
Really?
What in what ways? Tell me.
What I wear for a game, I mean, whether it's like 90 degrees or 19 degrees, I'm wearing the same thing.
Really?
Kind of like
Which is what? Like, is there a specific sleeve or like something that you're wearing?
no sleeves, a wristband on my right arm, and then high socks with whatever color cleats we're wearing that game. And
Okay.
the night before, I usually take a bath the night before.
So you're real superstitious.
Wow.
Yeah.
A bath.
I can tell.
I'll take like a bath like night before, meditate.
Wow.
Yeah. And
I
then,
would not
It
expect
seems like
any
a
of this.
bougie like pregame ritual.
Do you light a
bath
candle?
and
Like
meditation?
what? Like that's.
No, I should light a candle.
You
I
should.
guess.
You should get into the candle.
You might as
apps.
well really
But
set
it's kind
the
of hard when you're
tone.
traveling, so you can take a candle with you.
Incense, all the stuff.
Sorry, I interrupted. So you take your bath.
I guess like during games, I chew gum every game.
Is it like a specific
Scary.
gum? Is it like 5 gum every time?
Extra.
Okay.
Do you get
Okay.
nervous you're gonna choke?
No.
Really?
Never mind.
I would be so scared doing that. Playing a sport and chewing gum.
I swim and chew gum. It's lit. Yeah.
Really?
Oh hell yeah.
That must just be a thing then for certain athletes. It's
a
like
stress
gets your
reliever.
mind- Yeah, that makes
Exactly.
sense.
Yeah.
What about you, Abe? Are you superstitious?
Not as much as Chandler.
Okay.
I
You don't
mean,
take a bath?
No, I don't take a bath. I mean, I said the most I do is probably like on or the night before a game. You know how we're in the hotel, probably 10 o'clock. Don't text my phone.
Okay.
Let me
Oh.
be. And then
Do you guys have when you guys go travel? Do you guys get your own rooms?
no, we got to
Okay.
share a room.
Okay. I was about
Yeah,
to
we
be.
got roommates.
How do they
who's the roomies?
assign roommates? How does that work? You
It's kind
pick
of by
or
it's kind of by position.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys
basically-
would never be room. Like you guys would never room.
No.
is it like a
Okay.
different one every time? Okay, same person.
Same guy every time.
Okay, so you guys
So
become
people,
buddies
you
if
guys
you're not
know each other's each other's like whole like thing.
pre-game.
Like your roommate knows like you're taking your
Yeah.
bath.
Yeah.
Like,
They're like,
Yeah.
give Chandler 45 minutes. He's bathing with candles and incense in the hotel room. I just am now gonna have like that image.
sorry,
like,
this is so funny.
yeah, we're starting this trend
really
of the
sorry.
bath and the candle before the game. All right, let's switch to our ending segment we do every
Yes,
show.
Let's do random questions.
Yeah,
Wait,
hot seat
first of all, we have
questions.
Abe asked. Wait, what was your question? Your random question.
Oh yeah,
A polar bear versus a gorilla.
You didn't say polar bear. You said
Okay,
bear.
well, I'm making
Polar-
it right now.
polar
Oh,
bear-
polar bear.
Polar
he
bear.
asked
Polar
polar
bear,
bear,
not a grizzly
versus
bear.
gorilla.
Not a
Who's
grizzly.
winning?
Well, first of all, let's do polar bear versus grizzly bear, and then
Okay.
whoever wins that one can fight grizzly. I think grizzly.
Grizzly.
Thank
I
you,
would
thank
pick a
you,
grizzly
thank
too.
you.
Okay,
Yeah.
so grizzly versus gorilla. I'm going gorilla.
I am
feel
too.
like.
I'm still taking the bear. What?
Really?
What about like?
Gorillas can like get up on their like arms and like they're
I feel like a
intimidating.
gorilla can outsmart a grizzly bear. Like I'm gonna be honest. Like, have you seen a grizzly bear? They're like scratching their back on like the
yeah,
trees,
they
like,
seem
they're dumb.
softies.
like. Think about like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
You know how big a bear is,
They're
though.
like a dog.
I feel like gorillas are bigger. Have you guys been to the zoo?
don't grizzlies hibernate like for a certain
yeah, they're probably
season?
sleeping during this
I don't-
fight.
Do gorillas? I think gorillas are always navigating like all the seasons. They don't ever go hide out, so they seem tougher.
No, the only way a gorilla has a chance is because he has like the big arms. That's
Yeah,
all
Yeah,
that-
that's why I'm going
that-
gorilla.
All right, well, I guess it's 2 against 2. I'm team gorilla for
I
sure.
am too, but I don't know. Maybe we're wrong. Okay, second random question.
Yeah.
I guess. Do you guys use Spotify or Apple Music? First of all,
Spotify.
Spotify. Okay, who was your wrapped artist of 2022? Number 1.
Yeah, I think it was Juice WRLD.
Juice
Oh, God.
WRLD?
Yeah.
Juice
Oh my God,
WRLD.
both of y'all.
Yeah,
No, I
we
swear to
haven't
God,
heard that
Juice
one.
Was
I
your
got
top
Juice WRLD posted in my
song?
room. Stop playing.
Was the top song a Juice WRLD song too? Do you remember your?
Hear Me
Okay,
Calling.
Okay.
What's
I
yours,
didn't
Abe?
want to say mine. I think mine. I'm pretty sure it was Hyde. Hyde by
Okay.
Juice WRLD.
Okay. So
That-
big
okay.
Juice WRLD fans here we have. Have you guys ever had like a celebrity lookalike or someone that you think you look like that's maybe famous?
What's his name? People told me like I look like Saint John. You know what that is?
Saint?
Yes.
I don't think
Isn't
so.
he
I
a
don't
Let's see.
see.
rap?
Like a rapper,
Yeah,
singer?
rapper.
Oh,
singing.
okay. You
I
give off
don't
his
see it.
vibe.
I don't see it.
Okay. What
Wait,
about
let
you,
me
Chandler?
Google it.
Anyone?
I was actually over across the street at Dutch's one time, and somebody asked me, "Do you play for Clemson?" It was a Wednesday night.
They thought you were what's his face?
Yeah, it was a Wednesday night during season. I was like, "No," and then they kept walking. Oh wait, no, I know who you are. And then I get in my car. I had no clue what was going on, and my roommate was like, "They thought you were Kate Zubnik," which I've kind of like gotten that a lot.
Really?
Yeah, he's
He-
a quarterback.
yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I look similar.
What a question to ask as you're like walking on the TCU campus on a Wednesday.
Week 8 of the season.
That is an interesting question. That's funny. All right, what would you guys say if you could look back on your freshman year and tell yourself something? What would it be? Patience.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, patience. Mic drop.
Patience. Bye.
What about you,
Patience.
Abe?
Bye. That's
Say keep your head down, keep working. You're almost there, bro.
Grind never stops.
I love
All right,
it.
Emma, you want to ask our final question?
okay.
It's always
Sarah,
controversial.
This is a controversial one, so I don't want anyone to get upset, and I want this to stay civil, and I don't want you guys to get mad. You have to promise you won't get mad.
Go ahead.
It's not even that serious.
No,
okay.
it's very casual.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Ooh.
I grew
Why
up
is
with
it always
pineapple on
one
pizza,
person
yes.
says yes and one person says
Okay,
no?
Abe,
not
why
bad.
yes?
Yeah, give us the,
You just
the
like it?
reasoning.
I guess it's like how you grow up. Cause like when I was like 6, I remember like my folks ordered a pizza and they had pineapple and I tried it and I was like, well, this is pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ever since then, like
it's stuck.
yeah, it's just stuff.
And Chandler, you're anti?
I mean, I think pineapple should be cold and not dried out. So
You're like,
it's not supposed to be on pizza.
keep that away
It'd be
from
juicy
me.
on pizza though.
Huh?
It'd be juicy on pizza.
Like maybe if you get it out of the from the fridge, like it's not baked.
It's like kind of warm but juicy on pizza.
I don't love it.
I gotta try it. Y'all gotta try it. It's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
think
not,
about like apple pie. That's like warm fruit too. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
and
different.
it's
You gotta try
combined
it.
with
It's different.
tomatoes. Like pineapples and tomatoes are not supposed to go together, and cheese. That's
A
just.
cheese. Okay, the cheese and pineapple.
Okay,
Yeah.
is
have y'all tried it
getting me.
though? Have y'all tried
I've tried it.
Have you
I'm
tried
not
it?
a huge fan.
it? You lying? Look at it. Have you tried it, Emma?
No.
Look at
You
it.
might,
Everybody
yeah,
just
you
does
might
it.
have to take
not.
her
I
to get
still have
pineapple on
not.
pizza after this. Well, you guys, we're super grateful that you joined us here on the Players Club. We're really looking forward to it, and we know you're so busy. So thank you for
Yes,
joining
thank
us.
you. Taking
ju-
the time out of your
Appreciate
day.
it.
Yeah, and just want to remind everyone watching to tune in to us here live at John's Grill every Thursday at 6 p.m. We'll be here with different student athletes. You can check it out at frogstoday.com as well as our YouTube channel, as well as check out all of our athletic content at Frogs Today on Instagram and Twitter. Again, my name's Olivia Lee,
And I'm Emma.
and we'll see you next week at 6.
Bye.
Bye guys.